Dicker the kicker. Bring that beat back. Yeah. Running Back Nation, what is good? It is your boy DJ Swood, Running Back Philly. No frauds, no fanboys. Absolutely never, ever, ever any intros. Algo Gang, do your thing, man. Hit the like button on the stream right now. 65 people in here already. Give me 65 likes. Subscribe if you're brand new. Hit the notification bell. Be active in the chat. Throw things out there, comments, questions, all that. Give me your opinion on what just went down. 69 people in here. That's a good number. That's a great number, man. That's a great number. I see a lot of overreactions in the chat. It's okay. That's what we do as Philly fans. We overreact. That's what we do. It's our DNA. That's what we do. It's our bloodline. Look, first of all, this is brought to you by DraftKings. If you would like to get $200 in free bets, all you have to do is click the link in the description, open a DraftKings account, bet $5 on any game, and if your team wins, you get $200 in free bets from DraftKings. If you're looking to get into sports betting and you don't want to drop a boatload of cash right away, that sounds like a good opportunity to me. You just bet $5 and they give you $200 if your team wins. Now look, the Philadelphia Eagles didn't exactly win this game easily. Wasn't pretty. Wasn't a perfect storybook. if you were going to write one. But if you were a betting man or woman, you would have bet on the Philadelphia Eagles. And you would have got $200 in free bets from DraftKings. So what are you really doing out here? That's what you got to do. All right, look. The Philadelphia Eagles are 5-0. They are still the only undefeated team in the NFL. They are 5-0. They're still the only undefeated team in the NFL. That's really all you have to worry about when you look at this game. Some things happened. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't exactly what we wanted to go down. It didn't happen exactly as we would have liked it to happen. But two things to remember. Kyler Murray's unique. Kyler Murray can beat you if you don't defend him properly. And what most of the outsiders say, non-Philly fans are saying, is that this is a very easy schedule that the Philadelphia Eagles have this season. Some say it's the easiest schedule in the entire league. So being 4-0, this is the first, I would say, good team that we've played so far. So you expected a little bit of adversity, a little bit of a battle, right? Last week, rain game, that was some adversity that the Eagles faced that I thought was good for them. I thought they needed to face adversity last week. I thought they need to face adversity any chance they get because this is Vikings are good. Okay. I can give you that, Jared B. I can give you that. They need to face adversity. So last week was a rain game, and you say, all right, they faced adversity, but it was kind of facing the weather more than facing the opponent, right? Which team can perform in the inclement weather because of Hurricane Ian, which, by the way, it rained for 2 damn weeks straight. Thought I was never going to see the sun again. Thank you, Hurricane Ian, for that. But this game, it's like, okay, it's not Hurricane Ian. It's just a pretty good football team. You're not going to go 17-0. You're not going to be perfect every play of every single game. It just ain't going to happen. In the NFL, you pull out a win, it's a win. And in the NFL, more than basketball, more than baseball, you pull out a win, it's a win because any given Sunday, right? You get into the playoffs. If you pull out a win, you advance. One time. One game. You get into the playoffs. If you beat a team that's on paper better than you, is picked to win, has the higher odds, and you win that game, you move on. It only takes one game in the NFL. That's why they say any given Sunday. That's why I think it applies more in the NFL with this, a win is a win is a win is a win is a win. I agree with that. Now, the Lions game gave up 35 points, most of it being in the second half. You only won 38-35 against a team that's not good. I understand and I understood our concern after that game. But this game wasn't pretty. It was against a young, talented, multi-threat quarterback. And we pulled out the dub. So I just think a win in the NFL is a win. No matter how you slice it. It's a battle. Every play. It's not always going to be pretty. But you face adversity, you come away with that W. That's all that matters in the NFL. So let's really look at it. The Philadelphia Eagles win 20-17. The game starts out and we get a couple of easy drives right down the field. No real resistance from the Cardinals defense whatsoever. On the other side of the ball, we're really shutting down the Cardinals offense off the top. And it's about adjustments. And I know what most people are saying right now after watching this game. I know what most people are feeling right now after watching this game is that, once again, second half, play calling, attacking, continuing to be aggressive, all those things again, and I'm not going to say we didn't, all those things again kind of started to fall off. Kind of started to get conservative. Mr. Rudy Pooh, thank you for the super chat. Kyler should have slid, canceled on that play. Double weapon X weekend claims another victim. Kyler should have slide canceled on that play. What play are we talking about specifically? Anyway, they're 5-0. They got the dub. Yeah, so we drive down the field right off the bat, and it's starting to look like, ooh, this is easy, right? This could be another blowout. We're completely stopping their offense. We're completely doing whatever we want offensively. Hurts is running. Hurts is hitting A.J. Brown. Hurts is hitting Dallas Goedert. We're kind of cruising down the field in that first quarter. And I think the Arizona Cardinals staff, it's a Call of Duty reference? I don't know, bro. Oh, slide cancel? When you slide and then you hit the button? Well, yeah. I mean, actually, I saw Josh Allen do that today. And that's outlawed in college football, and it's going to be outlawed in the NFL too, because I watched Josh Allen do it today. Yeah, you can't run and put your shoulders back and look like you're gonna slide and then continue. No, we're not doing that, bro. Come on, bro. Because the defense is holding up, right? The quarterback's running at you. You can't hit him. You can't hit him. So you see him lean back a little bit, you're gonna stop. And then he continues to run. It's a bitch move. That's what that is. It's a bitch move. I will say this. Jalen Hurts likes contact, and you're not going to see Jalen Hurts do a fake slide anytime soon. Jalen Hurts either slides or that man goes shoulder first, head first, and looks for the contact. Now, look, the second half happens, and I just think that the Cardinals coaching staff made some adjustments. A.J. Brown in the first half was wide open over the middle of the field, 101, which I never really understand in the first place. I don't understand teams guarding him one-on-one. I don't understand teams not implementing a game plan to stop him over the middle, because that's what we do, especially with Jalen Hurts being a mobile quarterback. The slant over the middle to A.J. Brown is 100% our number one play. So it happens a lot in the first half, the first quarter, and then the Cardinals adjust. We did not adjust so much, and that's why, you didn't see A.J. Brown in the second half. Honestly, most of the second half, I didn't see Jalen Hurts throw the ball forward. I started to feel like I wasn't seeing a single forward pass at all in the second half. And that's something that kind of bothered me. That's something that's still kind of what we're doing. We come out on fire. We get conservative. And then we kind of stop attacking in the second half. And, it's true, there's a reason to be concerned about things like that, because when you do play teams that are definitely good, that, could come back to haunt you, right? But the only teams that I think are that good, really, is the Buffalo Bills. The Packers lost to the damn Giants today. I mean, who are we really else? Kansas City Chiefs. There's a couple. You know what I mean? So keep in mind, being 5-0 is still an impressive feat. No matter what the schedule looks like, no matter who the opponent is in the NFL. Packers lost to the Giants. Saints beat the Seahawks today. The Bills lost to the Dolphins a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? Good teams lose to bad teams. Good teams lose to teams that are definitely ranked lesser than them. So either way, for you to be 5-0 is an accomplishment. It just is. It's a fact. You could have lost this game today. I felt the same way last week against the Jags in the rain. If they would have lost that game, I would have been like, okay, you're not going to go 17-0. We lost a rain game. They found out a way to win that one. Today, a little bit of a unique matchup with Kyler Murray. Zach Ertz playing his former team for the first time. A lot of things happen. And you think, we could probably lose this game. We were up, 14-0. Ends up 17-17. Yeah, I'm thinking this might be it. I actually think I'm waiting for adversity, right? I think I'm waiting for that game where the Eagles finally bring me back down to earth as a Philadelphia sports fan. They bring me back down. They say, oh, yeah, by the way, we can blow a game. So it wasn't pretty in the second half. Philly Trees, what's up, man? The second half was fugly. I agree. It wasn't pretty, but they didn't lose. They found a way to win. And that's really where I'm at with it, man. It wasn't a perfect game. They found a way to win. And listen, Dicker the kicker came through clutch. And Atlanta had a 43-yard field goal to tie it. And I said, you're an NFL kicker. You can't make a 43-yarder. You're in trouble. Wasn't blocked. Wasn't any pressure. Wasn't any wind. And he shanked it. So, could have went into overtime. Kind of skated away. We skated away with a dub, man. We skated away with a dub. That's exactly what happened. Let's look at the stats here, okay? Jalen Hurts was 26 for 36 for 239 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 89.9. So, didn't think he was amazing. Didn't think he was as perfect as, he's been so far this season. But it wasn't like a terrible game, right? And that's the thing. I think people got so used to. Let me set up my phone line real quick, man. Join. Boom. I think people got used to how fun it was 4-0 and how dominant we were. And they expect everything to be perfect. This was our first game that we really kind of didn't play perfectly and shot ourselves in the foot, several times. And didn't play our best game. But gain's way too loud. Oh, I blasted again. My bad. Thank you for that. PC resets my audio settings all the time. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. That should be better. Yeah, this is a game where we shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times, but we still survived our own mistakes. Arizona, not Atlanta. Did I say Atlanta? Anyway, Jalen Hurts was 26 for 36 for 239 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 89.9 quarterback rating. He did have 2 rushing touchdowns. The rushing touchdowns to me, and the people that are just looking at the box score that are going to say, oh my God, we still don't have a passing quarterback. We We need this, we need that. They're not really watching the game, every play. The rushing touchdowns for me were well-timed, well-called. Look, anytime you're on the goal line and you have a quarterback that can squat a Honda Civic, you QB sneak it. You just do. We QB sneaked it there. We were on the goal line again. We were on the goal, first and goal. And we QB sneak it twice to get in there. So that's what you do with Jalen Hurts, man. You got to do with some tree trunks. You got to do that can move some bodies. Don't get cute. Don't get fancy. QB sneak that thing, man. QB sneak that thing. A couple people trying to call in. I'm going to get to you in a second. Let's just go down the notes here real quick, and then we'll get to the phone lines, okay? So the first quarter, Hurts QB sneaks for a touchdown. You get Hurts behind the O-line pushing. You get Kenneth Gainwell coming up from behind, pushing Jalen Hurts into the end zone. A little booty grab right there with the left hand. You know what I mean? I don't know what we call that. Is there a name for that in the NFL? Is that a designed play? All right, Hurts is going to QB sneak. You're going to run up behind, grab the left booty cheek, and push my man into the end zone. Pause. I don't know what we're calling that, but that's what Kenneth Gainwell did. And that is, if it wasn't for an NFL touchdown in a close game, that's questionable behavior. But we got 6 points out of it, so we're going to let it slide, Kenny. We're going to let the left booty cheek grab slide because you pushed Hurts into the end zone. Philly Sports Talk Podcast, what's going on, man? Then you get a Gardner Johnson interception. And the first half, Kyler Murray was terrible. Terrible. The first half, Kyler Murray was bad. And that's what I wanted to say. The main thing that I wanted to say in this postgame is that how do you defend Kyler Murray? Like, I don't think he's lights out. I don't think Goddard got him from the front too. I don't think he's a quarterback that's going to do anything absolutely amazing. But he's hard to defend, really, when you think about it, right? When you really look at his skill set and what he does well, he's hard to defend. So, your game plan, I would assume defensively, is to stay in your lanes, try to keep Kyler Murray in the pocket. If he gets out of the pocket, he'll start to kill you, right? If he gets out of the pocket, when he gets rolling to his right, especially, we let him get out of the pocket, roll to his left a couple times in that first half. He's rolling to his left, getting pressure in his face. He's not completing anything because he's 4'7". But I think the defensive game plan would, you try to stay in your lanes. You try to keep him in the pocket. You try to make him beat you by throwing the ball, which I think we did for about 2.5 quarters. And the second half, I didn't look at the exact passing stats for the second half specifically, but Kyler Murray was kind of cutting us up in that second half. We were doing exactly what we did in the first half, keeping him in the pocket, playing that zone, playing that, trying to cover the whole field defense. He just kind of started to cut us up in the second half, which is where I think Jonathan Gannon, needs to switch it up. Start doing something different. I don't want to forget to mention Jordan Davis, because they were also running all over us in that second half. And, hey, guess what? Put Jordan Davis on the field. Things change. You put that big run stopper out there, all of a sudden, bam! All of a sudden, he's in the backfield, smacking a running back, pushing an offensive lineman back into the backfield. You know what I mean? So I think there's definitely things Jonathan Gannon needs to do, adjustment-wise on the fly. But again, you got it done, man. You got it done. Gardner Johnson interception in that first quarter. I like to see that. I love me some CJ Gardner Johnson. Dude is the best trash talker in the NFL. He plays with a fire. And, it's fun to see him come up with big plays, man. It really is. And the fact that we took him from the Saints, Now, the Seahawks lost to the Saints today, which, Seahawks are frauds. The Saints are supposed to be 1-4 right now. We have their first round pick. We want that. We want them to be the worst team in the league. We'll see what happens. But the fact that we took Gardner Johnson from the Saints and we have their first round pick is fun for me. And I like him. I love the way that he plays. He's aggressive. He likes to hit. So for him to get a pick in an Eagles uniform, I like that. Hurts had 2 QB sneaks in a row. Hurts threw an interception to a slot corner. That's an interesting one. So that was called back. It wasn't a completed interception, so it doesn't go down in the stat line. But Hurts did throw an interception on a little bit of on an over the middle or a little fade route, little fade route, little out route, where he fails to read the slot corner or essentially a coverage linebacker in that situation. So he just straight up didn't see him. It's a mistake, definitely. And he threw it right to him. Wasn't a clean catch, gets called back. On that exact play, Quez Watkins had everybody beat deep. So that was one thing that Hurts did in this game that I thought he could have done better, is stepping up in the pocket and keeping his eyes downfield and letting it fly. I think Jalen Hurts seemed to let it fly for 4 games in a row. I don't think he really let it fly today. And that's just kind of the one thing that bothered me. We go up quick like we have been so far this season, and I just didn't see that Hurts looking down the field, looking to really fire the ball down the field that I've seen for 4 games. And a little, I'm not even going to say bad game, a little bit of an off game for Jalen Hurts. I mean, like, he was the first game where statistically he wasn't damn near perfect. So it is what it is, and you still get a dub out of it. You're 5-0. But that play specifically, I wish he would have went long, and then basically the entire second half, we didn't really get any action downfield. Shane Steichen went straight Doug Screenerson on us the entire second half. I think I saw 27 Devontae Smith screens in a row. I think I saw 27 Devontae Smith screens in a row. And that was annoying because, first of all, Devontae Smith is 6'1", 87 pounds. Are we trying to get this kid killed out here? And, one of them, the blocking is set up. The thing about a screen pass like that is that the quarterback can put the ball in the wrong spot on a screen, and not a lot of people realize how bad that is for the play. You know what I'm saying? So the line gets out there, the blocking is set up where it needs to be, and if the quarterback puts he's trying to come inside, the ball needs to be inside for him to follow the blocks. If the ball's on the outside, which happened today, I feel like more than once, then he goes and catches the ball, but he's out there in no man's land. He gets tackled right away. So a lot of that screenplay day in Arizona, is that what it was? A lot of those screens, Hurts didn't put the ball in the right spot, for Devontae to be able to step up and follow the block. So if you're going to call screens, they have to be executed the right way. I just remember that one specifically where the blocks were set up perfectly, middle of the field-ish, and he put the ball on the outside. Devontae has to go get the ball, and then he's in no man's land, and he's getting tackled by 16 defensive backs. So, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't perfect by any means. Hurts, there was a 3rd and 11 where he kind of did the old school Jalen Hurts 360 in the pocket. And Michael, you're absolutely right, man. Devontae got murdered, and they called another Devontae screen. It was getting weird. It was getting weird. And Smitty does love contact. You guys are right. You guys are right about that. Smitty does love contact. And one thing about Smitty, too, is that he's not a big guy. But he's gonna make it happen. Like he makes contact and he impresses you by moving defenders. You're like, how the hell did this little scrawny kid, move these NFL defenders the way that he did? So I always credit Devontae Smith for being a little warrior that he is. He does seek out contact. You're right about that. And he moves people for his size. There was a 3rd and 11 in the second half, and this is where I really started to, kind of get annoyed a little bit. Because I think Jalen Hurts went really run-first mentality in the second half, and there was a specific play on 3rd and 11 where he completely failed to look down the field at all and just did this like 360 in the pocket bailout run. And I want to see him step up in that pocket and keep his eyes downfield and make the throw. Today wasn't really his day, but still, to go for 239, no interceptions and a 90 quarterback rating isn't the worst thing ever. If that's your bad game, that's pretty damn good so far. The Cardinals drove down the field easily to score before the half, and that's where I felt like we started to really play conservative defense, and that's where I think John Gannon is still failing to switch things up. I feel like he has a game plan going into a game, and I feel like he has an ego, and he refuses to switch it up. He refuses to say, this ain't working, I got to do something else. And it comes back to bite him. He reminds me a lot of Doc Rivers, not going to lie to you. J.J. Watt gets a sack on Hurts on 3rd and 2. Forgot J.J. Watt even plays for the Cardinals. The Cardinals fake a punt. Who fakes a punt in the NFL? What is this, Madden? Shout out to Tyler. Tyler, are you in here? Yeah, 2nd and 20, Hurts throws a murder ball on a Devontae screen. I mean, gets him absolutely popped. And you don't want to see him do that. You want to see Hurts, read the defense a little better and not set your receiver up to get his head knocked off. So, hopefully that doesn't happen much more. Moving forward. Devin G, it is tough to game plan for Kyler, so to hold him to 17 is still pretty good to me. Exactly. That's where I'm at with it. That's exactly where I'm at with it. He's unique. It's not easy to game plan for him. You really have to, hey, we got to spy, we got to stay in our lanes, we got to keep him in the pocket. And then that little 4'7", toddler running around still scrambles for some first downs. It's unconventional, and it's frustrating because all of the conventional things you do as an NFL defense don't work against Kyler Murray. Yeah, there was a play in the fourth quarter. It was dropped by Marquise Brown, right? Murray over the middle on a slant. The middle of the field was wide open. He dropped it. But that entire fourth quarter really felt like they were just going middle of the field, middle of the field, middle of the field, and we weren't doing anything to stop it. 3rd and 11, big time conversion, Hurts to Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert was huge in this game. Dallas Goedert had 8 catches for 95 yards, a 31-yarder, 9 targets. Devontae Smith, 10 catches for 87 yards, a 22-yarder. Targeted 11 times. 11 times. He was targeted 11 times for 10 catches. Now, 4 of those were screens. Don't get me wrong. But that's what this is when you have an option, when you have a number 1 and a number 2 like Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, a number 1 and a number 1B, and people in the chat are saying AJ Brown disappeared this game. That all has to do with what the play is and where the ball's going. I obviously get to like rewatch anything or look at film or anything like that, but if I had to assume, I would say the Cardinals knew that A.J. Brown was going to kill us over the middle, and they game planned for it. And that's what I've seen so far in these 5 games, is that game number 1, Devontae, 0 catches. A.J. Brown, 11 catches, 159 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Right? Game number 2, the Vikings are like, we're gonna stop A.J. Brown over the middle. Devontae, bang, 169 yards. You know, it seems to be going back and forth because we're making defenses decide, who are you going to stop? Which receiver are you going to focus on? Pick your poison. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Perfect example today. A.J. Brown, 3 catches, 32 yards. Devontae Smith, 10 catches for 87. And even if a team somehow slows down both of those, you got Dallas Goedert out there. 8 catches, 95 yards. Old security blanket. They were picking on TJ Edwards. I thought TJ Edwards was great, man. I thought TJ Edwards was great. One thing about TJ Edwards, the man doesn't miss a tackle. Man does not miss a tackle. I think, the thing, if we want to be like, what should we be concerned about moving forward after this game, is the pressure on the quarterback. But we had 1 sack. It was, of course, Hassan Reddick. And that play where Hassan Reddick got that sack, man, it wasn't even like a strategic move. It wasn't a swim move. It wasn't a spin move. He just ran straight through the offensive lineman. He just pushed straight through him and got to Kyler. And Hassan Reddick's an absolute animal. Amazing pickup, and he's been amazing so far for us. But when you look at the rest of the defensive stats, man, that was the only sack of the day was from Hassan Reddick. Passes defended, we had a James Bradbury, a Gardner Johnson, and a Marcus Epps. Slay had 9 tackles. Gardner Johnson had 10 tackles. A positive to take away from this game. C.J. Gardner Johnson had 10 tackles and an interception and a pass defended. That's a great game from Gardner Johnson. Marcus Epps had 6 tackles. TJ Edwards had 8 tackles. And so far this season, I love Kaiser White. I can't wait to see Nakobe Dean if he ever gets time. But TJ Edwards has been the best linebacker on this team by a long shot. I mean, unless you consider Hassan Reddick a linebacker, he's really an edge rusher. He's really a defensive end at this point. Depends on what the defense is, what the formation is. But as far as linebacker, spying the quarterback, stuff in the run, and cover in the middle of the field, TJ Edwards has been amazing so far this season. Facts, Abe. Sam linebacker, a.k.a. an edge rusher. So that's where I'm at with it, man. It wasn't pretty. Mistakes were made. But again, this is the best team we've played so far this season. Kyler Murray is not easy to game plan against, as somebody said in the chat, and shout out to you. So, you didn't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback because you're really trying to stay in your lanes. You're really trying to hold your ground and not let him get outside the pocket. He cut you up a little bit in that second half. It got a little bit scary, but you came away with the dub. You came away with the win. What else can you say, man? What else can you say? We'll read the chat here for a couple minutes. If you want to call the show, the phone line is right there at the bottom right of your screen. Shout out to everybody in here. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Throw questions, comments, concerns in the chat. And we will get to you. Let's see. Miss Rudy Poo, there you are. What we got? Shout out to Edwards. Man is a dog. I agree. Reddick should be in coverage. Oh, shouldn't be in coverage. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Live direct. It was a lot of missed tackles. I hope we don't play like this next week against Dallas. We will lose. I don't know if we'll lose, man. You know? Again, it's NFL team against NFL team. Any given Sunday. I think we faced adversity. I think we shot ourselves in the foot a lot. We made a lot of mistakes. We didn't lose the game. Adrian Dawnstar, I feel like people are being hard on Kyler. He clearly thought he had the first down before spiking the ball. Yeah, I mean, it was a mistake on his part. CJ, we can be 17-0, and I'm still be worried about Hurts against the elite of the elite QBs in the playoffs. I can't go there yet, bro. I can't go there yet. 5-0. His first off game is for 250 yards and a 90 quarterback rating. You know, I gotta have a game. I gotta have a game where he throws for 170 and has 3 interceptions before I really say, like, oh my God. You know, last year a couple of those games happened, and I said, "Oh my God." So we'll see, man. We'll see. But you know, 17-0, and you'd still be worried about Hurts? I don't know. They kept playing off coverage, so we didn't go deep. Probably thought the screens would bring the corners up closer. I think in that, you know, we've been beating defenses a lot with A.J. Brown over the middle. You know, when they play that drop coverage, when they play that zone defense, when they play that, you know, 7-8 yards off the line of scrimmage. And in the first quarter, we saw it a couple times, but I guess, you know, maybe we went away from it, or maybe Arizona did a good job of taking it away. But yeah, you didn't see a whole lot of A.J. Brown after that first quarter. So, you know. Edwards got horrifically burnt all day by them, exploiting him on Hollywood Brown. Gannon is still my Zelda villain guy. Looks like every know-it-all D willing to give him a break, but nah. Edwards got horrifically burnt all day. I mean, you know, yeah, they did get a lot of stuff over the middle, but there's a lot of intangibles. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things just watching a game from a side angle on TV live is not going to give you that. You really have to wait for the all 22 to really see what happened. You know, I don't think TJ Edwards has been a bad coverage linebacker so far this season. One game where we see Kyler Murray hitting over the middle of the field in the third and fourth quarter, I don't know if I'm going to put that on TJ Edwards 100% right away without seeing really what was going down. Sean Farley, I'm only happy if we're up by 50 because I'd rather blow everybody out. Well, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in pro sports. Sorry to tell you. If you want to blow everybody out, you're going to be unhappy a lot. Because guess what? You got a team full of professional athletes on the other side against a team full of professional athletes on this side. It's going to be a battle, my guy. It's going to be a battle. That's what's going to happen. And when it's a battle, and when it gets ugly, and when you face adversity, and you still are the team that comes out on top, you got to be happy about that. You got to be happy about that. Let's enjoy being 5-0 Broad Street Bully. I agree, man. I agree. The Philadelphia Eagles are 5-0. You're the only undefeated team in the league. You know? Buffalo absolutely smacked the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Pittsburgh Steelers are terrible. But still, this is a 5-0 team. Yeah, it wasn't perfect, man. You know, Hurts wasn't really out there slinging the rock like he has been. I think in the second half, he really got conservative. And, you know, we call it. We can call it on the players. We can call it on the coaches. I think Sirianni gets conservative and starts calling screens left and right. I think, or Steichen. I think Gannon gets conservative and starts playing drop, you know, cushion zone coverage. But I think Hurts, like, I didn't see that mindset in the second half of I'm going to get the ball down the field. So, you know, and he's a smart kid. He watches film. He's going to go watch it. He's going to say, all right, that was a clean pocket. I should have stood in there and threw the ball. He's going to look at the all 22. He's going to look at every angle. He's going to say, I should have went here. I should have went there. Should have hit Quez deep. Should have done this. Should have done that. So, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but hey. Came away with a dub and you're 5-0. If we beat Dallas next week, expectations will skyrocket. I agree with that. I'm not scared of the Cowboys, man. Cooper Rush, I'm supposed to be scared of? Come on, man. Come on. I'm not scared of the Cowboys. Gannon has to adjust. He gives the other teams easy first downs. I agree with that. But again, game planning for Kyler Murray is not easy, you know? You don't want to all-out blitz Kyler Murray. Because that little troll gets on the outside and starts running. Now you're really screwed, you know? So I can't take much away from this game, really. Because Kyler's a unique quarterback that you're trying to defend. And he's kind of going to get his. It's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing. Like, you kept him in the pocket a lot, and then he started kind of carving you up from the pocket. And it's like, okay, now what? You know, now what? We kept him in the pocket. He's not running everywhere. Now he's cutting us up from the pocket. Now we force him out of the pocket. He's getting little first downs on 15, 14, 16-yard runs. He's that kind of quarterback. So to me, you know, wasn't pretty, was hard fought. It was facing adversity. We didn't play perfectly. But you came away with that W. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters, Lewis. You're absolutely right. That's all that matters. Let's look at some scores around the league. Cincinnati's about to tip off at. Oh, they already kicked off at Baltimore. That I'm gonna go watch that game. Washington Commanders lose again. I didn't get to watch this game, but according to the DMs and the tweets, the Commanders had a chance to win this game on the goal line, 1st and goal, and Carson, ya boy, Wentz threw 2 incompletions and then put the cherry on top by throwing an interception in the end zone. Yes, it is time to realize that Carson Wentz is not good. Carson Wentz has talent, has arm talent, but he's not a smart quarterback. He's always going to do things that kill you in the long run. He just is, man. 25 or 38, 359 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sure, quarterback rating 102.9 doesn't look bad. But when it comes down to the crunch time, when it comes out nitty gritty, my man threw an interception in the end zone. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the Colts traded for him a first-round pick and then said, this was a terrible idea. We got to get him out of here. That says something, you know? That says something to me. All right, let's see. What else? Dallas beats the Rams 22-10. I didn't get to watch this game either. Obviously, it was on the same time the Eagles was on. Cooper Rush was 10 for 16 for 102 yards. Sounds like they didn't throw the ball a whole lot, the Dallas Cowboys. They did run the ball 34 times. Tony Pollard, 8 carries for 86 yards and a touchdown. I said plenty of times he's better than Ezekiel Elliott. This is why NFL teams, aren't really paying running backs anymore, because you can always find a Tony Pollard. You don't have to give Ezekiel Elliott $100 million. You can always find a Tony Pollard. Zeke had 22 carries for 78 yards. So the Cowboys ran the hell out of the ball. Matthew Stafford, because I drafted him in a fantasy league, has been absolutely atrocious so far this season. 28 of 42, 300 yards, a touchdown, an interception, 86 QB rating. I don't know what the hell is going on with Matthew Stafford. The Rams have that Super Bowl hangover. So the Cowboys get a dub. San Francisco 37-15 over Carolina. Carolina's no good, but kind of interested to see what San Francisco did here. Jimmy Garoppolo 18 for 30, 253 and 2 touchdowns, a 109 rating. Guy the 49ers sleep on, man. Baker Mayfield 20 for 36, 215 yards and an interception, a 61.7 QB rating. Good God. Good God. Pray for the Carolina Panthers. Houston beats Jacksonville. The Giants over the Green Bay. I was watching the first half of this game, and, the Packers were dominating this game, and then it looked like I didn't get to see the fourth quarter. Daniel Jones didn't look terrible, though. 21 of 27, 217 yards, and a 100 quarterback rating. Are the Giants the real deal? You know what I mean? Are the Giants the real deal? We'll have to see, man. The Giants are 4-1. The Eagles are 5-0. I still feel like it's the Giants. Give me 1 second. So that's my question for the chat. One of my questions. Are you scared of the New York Giants at 4-1? Are they the real deal? Are they, that win over the Green Bay Packers, that's pretty legit. I see, Eagles content creators on Twitter and stuff shouting out the Giants that was a big time win, giving credit where credit is due. Cardinals out-coached us, but overall talent saved the day. The Eagles got their first fourth quarter game-winning drive, so that's a positive. Hey, Belo, accurate. On the money. It's a good way to put that, man. It's a good way to put that the Eagles got their first the Eagles got their first fourth quarter game-winning drive. So, yeah. It ended up being a dicker kicker. And then the Cardinals missed the field goal to tie it. So it wasn't like a dominant win. But you're right, absolutely right. We faced adversity and we got a game-winning drive in the fourth quarter. So that is a step in the right direction. You're right. AZ King 480. Cards are more talented, actually, by far. Sound a little salty. Sound a little salty, my guy. I mean, to take a L. To sit back and lose a game and come into a Philadelphia Eagles YouTube channel and say something like, the Cardinals are more talented by far, you sound a little salty. You sound a little pissed off. I don't know if the Arizona Cardinals don't have any content creators or YouTubers. Maybe you're just bored with them. Maybe they're boring. Maybe I'm just more interesting. I don't know exactly what brought you here. But you sound a little salty. Yeah, we lost, but we're more talented. Shout out to Zach Ertz, though. Shout out to Zach Ertz, man. Murphy over Slay, Hollywood over Brown. Zach Allen, hyped up D lineman. All right, you're just saying a whole bunch of nothing, bro. You're just spamming the chat saying a whole bunch of nothing. Limit COD so talented that they're 2 and 3. Oh man. Caller on the line. Was there a caller on the line? Where'd you go, man? Caller on the line, but then you disappeared. Not afraid to go to other fan bases after a loss. Okay, but you have to accept your loss. You have to accept the fact that you lost. You come in saying we're the better team or we're more talented. Well, I mean, you're 2 and 3. We're 5 and 0. You took a L today. We got a dub. So, you just sound a little salty, man. Dallas looking like they're a force to be reckoned with. I'll have to watch that game back, or at least the highlights to really have an assessment on it, man. Nathan Johansson, thank you for subscribing to the channel. The Cardinals are so talented they haven't won a home game in over a year. So my question for the chat right now, 175 people in here. Thanks for being here. Everybody hit the like button. Give me 175 likes on the video. My question for the chat right now is, with the Eagles being 5 and 0, what are you most concerned about? Everybody claims, and I guess it's basic, generally known that we have an easy schedule as far as the NFL goes. So is it a legit 5 and 0? Or do you feel like we squeaked out a couple wins and there's some things we gotta tighten up to really compete with the best in the league? Coaching is my top concern, Quadir Ali says. Offensive line injuries, yes. Dickerson went down, right? And then Jason Kelsey went down. And Kelsey was limping off the field. Looked like it was probably I would think it was an ankle. So I think, a little bit of rest, a little bit of wrapping that thing up, letting it heal, icing that bad boy, sitting in that ice bath, sitting in that old ice bath, will help Jason Kelsey get that ankle right. I think it was an ankle. Just watching him limp off the field, it looked like an ankle, and that can happen to anybody at any time playing NFL football, especially the offensive line. Is my phone thing not working right, man? Says I got a caller in the lobby. Oh, there we go. Beth Cooper. Let's go. Let me make sure we're unmuted here. Let's go to Beth Cooper, man. On the line.
Please announce yourself.
What's going on?
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's up?
How you feeling after this one?
Yeah, I'm feeling, it was up and down. There were some things we didn't do perfectly, but hey, you came away with the dub, man. You're 5-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a win's a win. There's a couple things you could clean up here, but I mean, a win is a win. But if I had to ask you what's your biggest problem in this game that you had?
My biggest problem, yeah, it's the same as kind of everyone's saying. It's I feel like they got conservative in the second half. It seems like what they've been doing the whole season, offensively and defensively. You know what I mean? I saw the screen heavy offense in the second half is annoying. I didn't see Hurts looking down the field really trying to make a big play, and then on the defensive side of the ball, you got real conservative. You went real soft. You let the middle of the field wide open kind of the whole second half. So we shot ourselves in the foot a lot. We came away with the win, but yeah, those are the things, man, for me. What about you?
Yeah, I was getting a little frustrated because they kept striking in the middle over and over and over, and I was like Gannon, what are you doing? They kept striking over in the middle, so that was getting me frustrated. I think we should have. I think the defensive line could have got more pressure.
Yes.
But when Kelsey and them started going out is when the offense really started not doing good. Is it me or when Kelsey went out? Right after Kelsey went out, we went 3 and out, 3 drives.
You think so? Was it Cam Jurgens that came in?
Yeah, Cam Jurgens came in after Kelsey, but we had a couple drives and every time we didn't go down and do anything. But then when he came back in, we started getting successful. So I really think Kelsey makes a difference.
Kelsey's like a hidden MVP, man. You know what I mean? That's center position. They don't get enough.
He's a really good run blocker. He can power somebody over.
Yeah, they don't get enough love, man. They don't get enough love. I agree with you, man.
He's good, but I'm glad we got this win. We're 5-0, and now we got a great matchup versus the Cowboys Sunday night. I think it's gonna be fun. They're 4-1. They beat the Rams. The Rams, I don't know what's up with them, but yeah, that's gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah, a little Super Bowl hangover out there for the Rams, man. A little Super Bowl hangover. They're playing like garbage right now so far this season.
They're playing really bad. Scored 9 against the 49ers, then scored 10 against the Cowboys. The offenses. But you got to give credit to the Cowboys defense. I mean, their defense is really good.
Yeah, I guess would you say this is the Eagles' biggest test of the year, this Cowboys game?
The biggest test of the year?
So far. I
think they're better than the Cardinals, I think so. I would say so far it is, yeah.
I agree with you, man. I'm excited to see it.
I don't think it's the toughest of the year, but so far I think it will be. Yeah. I think what we'll have to, we got to shut down Michael Parsons. I don't know, is Cooper Rush gonna play?
Yeah, I know.
or Dak
Yeah,
Prescott. You know.
right. That's really all we got to do against Cooper Rush is get that pressure on him. Do what we did. Do what we did the first 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Get
I feel like
collapse that pocket.
if you get pressure on Cooper Rush, I feel like he can start to fold. You've seen it a little bit in the Rams game when they would get pressure on him and he would panic and throw it up or just throw it right out of bounds. But yeah, you got to get pressure on him because I mean he only had 109 passing yards in this game. They still won. They won because of their defense, but like Cooper Rush didn't really do that much. So if you can play good defense and get a bunch of stops, I feel like we can go real big.
You're absolutely right, and that's why I don't take too much away from this because I think you're trying to stop Kyler Murray, so you're playing a little bit differently. So it's like, yeah, we didn't get pressure, but it's kind of because I think, how we were trying to defend Kyler Murray. Whereas Cooper Rush, if you should bring the house, you should be blitzing, you should be bringing the pressure all day against him. So you know what I mean. We'll see what they do, man. Hey, thanks for calling, my man. Kyler, I appreciate you. Go ahead. Got something else?
Thank you.
You got something else, man? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that Kyler, he can extend plays for like a very long time, but Cooper Rush, he can give you a couple yards to run, but he's not Kyler Murray. So if you send a blitz, I think it'll really work. And if I had to say, like, for defense, I think Reddick will have a good game. So,
all right, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Call back next time. Call back next week. There's the music. Yeah, I agree, man. And look, I'm not worried about the Cowboys. I just think that they are playing great defensively. But yeah, this Eagles defensive line and linebacker core, what we've seen the past 3 weeks, we should be able to get to Cooper Rush. We should be able to make him make mistakes. Just like I thought we did to Kirk Cousins. And, if we start 6-0, I don't know what else to say, man. But yeah, you're trying to defend Kyler Murray. It's just a little bit different. You're bringing a little bit of different strategy. So the lack of pressure on the quarterback is different when it's a, 5'9" toddler running around. Lewis on the call. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up? This is Mike G.
Mike G, what's up?
What's good? Yeah, so I've never called in, so first-time caller. Just want to say that I appreciate all the post-game analysis.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you.
My concern would be a little bit like when we get to around the red zone, are we confident throwing the ball in the end zone and getting 7 versus 3? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, are you saying that because of all of the ground game we had today and like the couple quarterback sneaks we had for touchdowns? Is that what you mean? Like if you're playing a defense that you feel like can stop that?
Yeah, I think that might be it. Maybe it's just a one-game bias. But I felt like we had some opportunities to capitalize with the wide receivers and Dallas Goedert to get some touchdowns in the end zone, and we did not.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think this wasn't their best game. Again, in the second half, I didn't really see Hurts looking down the field really at all. There was maybe one play that I remember down the field that was a Dallas Goedert target. But yeah, in the red zone, I just we were kind of doing what we had to do to win the game, and then you get down there on the goal line, you should QB sneak every time when you got a guy that can move bodies like Jalen Hurts can move them. But I've also seen him. I saw him earlier in the season throw a little fade to Devontae Smith. So yeah, I guess I'm not worried yet. I guess I'm not worried yet that we can't score in the red zone. Throwing the ball, we'll see, man. That's always a thing. That's been the thing with Jalen Hurts. Once you play teams that can really play good defense and keep him in the pocket, can he win the game with his arm? I think he's a lot better throwing the ball this season so far than he has been. So we'll see, man.
Definitely agree with that. I wish I would have seen a couple more long throws down the field this game. But overall, 5-0, baby. Can't complain about that. Next is beating Dallas down. That's what I'm about.
Let's do it, man.
All right.
All right, man. Appreciate the call.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your Sixers coverage and your Eagles coverage. I tune in every time.
Appreciate you.
No frauds, baby.
No frauds. Let's do it tomorrow night, man. Sixers preseason game.
Oh, I'll be there.
All right, man. See you then.
Thanks, DJ Eastwood. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Later. What a guy. What a guy. What a guy. Yeah, I don't think I'm worried yet, about the Eagles red zone scoring ability. It's hard to tell, man. I feel like we were just doing what we had to do to score the ball in this game, and you get a couple runs and you get close to the goal line, you QB sneak Jalen Hurts. That's what you do. You know what I mean? But I've saw him lob one up to Devontae in the corner of the end zone. He's been very accurate this season. He's been a very good decision maker. I wouldn't say I'm worried about it right now. If you end up playing a team that really plays good defense and keeps him in the pocket and he isn't good in that game, then I would say that. But listen, if his worst game of the season so far was 250 yards and a 90 quarterback rating with 0 interceptions, I can't be that mad at that, man. Back on the phones, Bailey Morris. 215. What's up?
Back on the phone. Yo, DJ.
What's going on, man?
How are you, DJ? I got a couple things to bring up here.
Fantastic.
So first, why didn't we see more deep shots? That's one thing I'm curious about.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We went really, really conservative in the second half, and that is definitely annoying. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I would have liked to see – it's leaving talent on the field, and I think we have a lot of talent.
Definitely have a lot of talent.
Yeah, and it ties into my second point with, can we trust the coaches, specifically the defensive coordinator? I didn't like – I know it's tough to game plan for Kyler Murray, but I felt like being aggressive the past couple of weeks worked in our favor, and I didn't see as much of that today. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I definitely didn't see as much of that. Today. But again, yeah, I think you're trying to balance, playing conservative, staying in your lanes, trying to keep Kyler Murray from running all over you, versus somebody like, Kirk Cousins or somebody else that's a statue in the pocket that you can just blitz all day.
Yeah.
So I just really think it's a different strategy against a quarterback like Kyler Murray. And, but yeah, he started to eat you up from the pocket and just kind of carve you up in the second half. And then you got to change things up a little bit. And, I guess then Hassan Reddick getting that sack, on the edge is kind of switching things up, I guess.
Yeah.
He brought Jordan Davis in a couple plays, which I still don't know why we're only seeing this guy like 5 times in a whole game.
Yeah, I'm a big Hassan Reddick guy, and I don't know why. I feel like there wasn't much adjustments today, and it worries me. And lastly, I'll say is I'm a big Jalen Hurts guy, and I like the leap he's taken, and I'm his number one supporter, but this game worried me a little bit. I know it's just one game, but I hope he bounces back next week with a great performance, because I'm a little suspect after today.
Yeah, I think he definitely reverted back to that run first mentality today, and that was to me all right, this isn't what I seen the first 4 games. He wasn't really stepping up in the pocket and really looking down the field in the second half. He was, and the one where he did a 360 in the pocket, looked lost and totally ran in circles. I was like, oh my God, what? A little bit of a revert to a lot of the things that I saw last year. But I mean, outside of
his body language too, he looks nervous. He didn't look as cool and calm as he has in the past couple of weeks too.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And maybe the Cardinals' defense
I love your channel, man. I watch it all the time. Go Sixers, go Phillies. I love it, man. Keep it up.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, maybe the Cardinals defense is a little bit better than we anticipated. But I agree with that. Hurts today did not look as good as he looked in the first 4 victories. But again, got the thing done, got the dub. You know what I mean? Wasn't pretty, but I definitely didn't see the downfield shots that I saw from Hurts in the first 4 games. I didn't see the confidence in the pocket really. A little bit of a run first mentality. But he's a smart kid. He did a lot this offseason. He looked himself in the mirror. He looked at all the film every single day. He improved so much in one offseason. It's unbelievable. It really is. I literally did not believe it was possible. So, again, if a bad game is 250 yards, 0 interceptions, and a 90 quarterback rating, can I be that mad? It's not like he went for 120 yards and 3 interceptions. He's a guy he's smart. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. A lot of times he plays the game way too conservatively because he doesn't want to make a lot of mistakes. He almost threw that pick in the first half that might have changed the way that he thought about the game, really, and maybe he stopped taking shots because he almost threw that interception that could have affected him moving forward. So a lot of things. Wasn't a pretty game, but I can't be upset at not playing your best game and still coming away with a dub. And Dicker the kicker comes away with the game-winning field goal after the Cardinals shank a 43-yarder. So, I'm happy. We're 5-0. We're 5-0. Hey, thank you everybody for tuning into the show. Thank you for calling the show. Thank you for hanging out in the chat and being active. Please hit the like button on the stream. If you don't have a DraftKings account and you want $200 in free bets, click the link in the description. Bet $5 on any game. Get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Only from DraftKings. Only from using the link in the description. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. All that good stuff. And I will see y'all tomorrow night after the 76ers preseason game. Thanks for hanging out.